Hello. I am your artificial intelligence storyteller. This short story may sound a bit weird, but you should understand that we don't think or react like humans. It was Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing red and white. He was all scrawny, almost sickly looking. He was awfully thin. He was kind of frightened looking. But he was so jolly. Santa Claus, all jolly, kind of surprised. He was even more red. His beard wasn't white. He had on Christmas clothes. He had a kind of funny, tall hat with antlers on it. Santa had on a red suit. He was hanging on to a big sack full of presents. Nobody knows why he has shotgun and rifle. It was Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing blue and yellow. He was kind of scared looking. He had on a blue suit. He was wearing a yellow suit with a brown hat on his head. Santa Claus, all yellow and scared. He was sitting on a big sack, just waiting for somebody to say, hi. He was sitting on a big chair made out of some kind of wood or straw. He had a tall hat with antlers on it, and AI keeps telling these same things again and again. He is not Santa Claus. It's nobody I know. I don't think anybody knows who he is. When I asked my father said, I know that tree. He never puts up a Christmas tree. Nobody gets Christmas presents because that's not a real Christmas. He's not Santa Claus. What a lot of nonsense you're putting together. That's all. That's all you got to think about. I kept asking questions. I asked, how much is a lot? I asked, why is he sitting on that sack? I asked, does he have a sign? I asked, is he going to leave something in that sack for me? I asked, does he put out cookies and milk on Christmas Eve for children who have been good? I asked, does he come to town all through December? If he does, who is he? I asked, where is he at Christmas? It was Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing nothing but a sock on his dick. Ha, 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 ha. He's nothing but a sack with a dick in it. How do you like that? It was Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing the cap from his head and the cap from his dick. Ha, 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 ha. It was Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing a toilet seat on his dick. Ha, 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 ha. It was Christmas again. This story went south very fast. I found out it was all some kind of nutcase's fantasy. He is a nutcase, that nutcase, thinking this stuff up. He is sitting on that sack and the sack is full of presents, all the presents for kids who have been good. He's got a shotgun in his hand and he's pointing at my dog. It's Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing the suit from his head to his ass, all in white. Ha, 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 said dog and all the puppies and all the folks in the neighborhood. Is he going to blow us up? It was Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing the suit from his ass to his head. Ha, 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 ha. It was Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing no pants. Ha, 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 ha. It was Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He seems to be in some sort of loop. Is he having a moment of insanity or is this a kind of joke? I really don't know. It's Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing a toilet seat on his head and no pants. Ha, 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 ha. It's Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing nothing but a stocking on his dick. Ha, 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 ha. It's Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing a Viking helmet and huge axe. Ha, 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 ha. It's Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing the suit from his head to his ass. Ha, 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 ha. It's Christmas again. Santa Claus came in. He was wearing his head in his hand. Ha, 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 ha. It was Christmas again. Why are you laughing so much? Boy asked. It's Christmas again. Nuts, huh? Wait. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to spend Christmas with your family. It's especially nice when your family has to spend Christmas with you. Figures, doesn't it? Yeah, it did come together. I worked my ass off and made sure everything was good and had all my ducks in a row. All the gifts were wrapped. All the gifts were purchased. All the gifts were ready, but one thing was missing. My family. I was alone. They were all with their families and enjoying their time together. But I wasn't happy. Christmas is such a crazy time of year that everyone is in such a hurry to get everything done. I found myself looking for a place to put everything so I could pull out my guitar and make up a couple of Christmas songs. I was planning on doing a Christmas album. I can't remember the last time when Santa showed up. It was fun but way too short. I spent the next few days trying to catch up on some much-needed rest. My throat is still a little scratchy, but otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. I went into work for a little while today to help out and I'm sure they were grateful. It's been a little lonely around here. Where's the rest of my family? Should I call the police? Where are all the fake Santas? Maybe they found him. The kids of the neighborhood were in on it. Some of the moms I talked to even thought it was funny. I started to wonder. What kind of sick person were they? Was I that weird to think it was funny? Or is this another case of them not getting the joke? I even looked up some of the sayings on Santa signs and some of them were pretty funny. I just had to laugh. I even went to North Pole to get some Christmas cookies. What was funny about that? I love a good practical joke as much as anyone, but this time I wanted to find out the answer. The kids on the block are old enough to know this is a serious season of giving, but, in a cruel twist of irony, there is also the kid in all of us that wishes Christmas was more about giving than getting. Then again, when was the last time you thought you are special? You won't be able to leave 'cause you'll have to pay the fine. I'm not sure if I would have done it differently, but I just didn't think about it. It wasn't until I was sitting at the stoplight waiting to go north and I looked down at the summons and the ticket. A pang of guilt started to run through my body, but the woman didn't seem to notice and the light turned green. Maybe it's a good thing. Christmas was over but snow was still falling. I couldn't find the ticket book, so I started my return home. When I was on my way back home, the tree in the yard lit up. I thought it was some kind of leftover from the tree lighting. When I got home, I saw that it was a full-out floodlight. I thought about turning it off, but then I remembered that I needed it to see by. A thought came to my head. It was this one thought that I see dead people. I haven't had any dreams about that tree in a long time, but that tree in the yard was now standing sentinel. It was glowing green, and green means death. I am sure it was just the lights and wiring, but maybe it was more. Maybe it was one of the kids from across the street. And since I had that thought in my head, I couldn't sleep that night. If I looked out my window, I would see the dancing lights on sky. I tossed and turned. The next day, I couldn't wait to get home. I was scared to death to look out my window. When I got home, the tree was still glowing green and still stood guard. It was glowing in honor of a dead kid who knew a little too much about me. He was alive, because that's the difference between Christmas and All Hallows Eve. Easter is for the living. But I still can't sleep. It's my nature. The death of the Son of God. The jolly fat man. Pumpkins and candy and lights. The world is getting darker and colder. There is one thing I know about the next year. No matter what I see at that tree, no matter what I see when I look in the mirror, There will be one thing that will remain bright. That's the little girl who made the orange left-handed snowman and ate a bowl of oatmeal. And that's sad but true. Unless she is still alive and writing stupid stories on Facebook. November 20th, 2016. Uncategorized Fantasy Lover 89. I was thinking about that line, as you can see. I was thinking about the word suspension of disbelief and its relevance to a horror story. The first time I was ever scared by a horror movie was when I was about 8. It was called Monster. It's one of the movies that I still have no clue. The end.